and welcome to the Team Shock Builders Log. Now this time I'm not in my shed. I thought I'll go somewhere a little bit more comfy so I can talk to you about some of the work that I've been doing this week. Now the joys of me being a teacher means that every few weeks I get a nice little holiday, and well, this is no exception. I've got 2 weeks off for the Easter break and I'm planning to put those to really good use. So I've had 1 week already, and in that time I've done all kinds of things. I've built an amp weight, been doing some work on the beetle weights that you see behind me, but most importantly I've been getting Tectonic, our heavyweight, ready for the live events that we're starting next month at Extreme Robots in Brentwood. So let's have a look at what I've been up to. Now Tectonic's been in a bit of a sorry state since the last event. It's kind of been shoved in the shed, out the way, and I haven't really touched it. Not since I did the video where I opened it up, which I think was like episode 2 of the Builder's Log, so that's going back a fair few weeks. So what I've been able to do is strip it down, get it completely emptied out, removing all the components, and that gives me a chance to see what's working, see if there's anything I needed to fix, and then I could start getting it put back together properly, cleaned up, and ready to go for the 2023 season. And while I was doing it, I actually found a few things that were wrong. For instance, the motor retainers weren't quite up to scratch. The motors were able to shift slightly and it was losing some chain tension on the drive, so I needed to fix that. And the other one, I was starting to wonder at the last event why the flipper power was dropping off, and I found the cause for that too. The fitting that goes from the valve into the ram was so loose that I could undo it with my fingertips. So I knew that I've got to tighten that one up, and I've put a little bit of sealant on there too, so it shouldn't be an issue anymore. But of course the big job was to make it look a little bit more presentable for these shows that we've got coming up. So first of all I had to strip it all down so I could take off all of the paint, and that left the robot looking like this. So it's all empty, the paint's been taken off, and that allowed me to prime it, and then I could start again with a brand new paint job. I wasn't sure how this was going to look, so I started by going for the standard Team Shock blue. So I covered that over the whole robot to at least get it started, and then I went through loads of ideas of what it was going to look like, drew out loads of concepts. Some of them were going to get quite fancy, and I think it was going to take a long time to do. In the end, I went for some nice matte black spray paint and sort of masked off the top of the robot, sprayed the bottom half, and it's left it looking like this. And I must say, I am really pleased with how it looks. It's a nice, clean paint job. I did quite a nice job with the masking off this time. It wasn't the usual rush job like it normally is. And I'm really pleased with how this is. Now, this isn't the final form for the, the livery of Team Shock this year. There is going to be a little bit more being added to it. But we're going to save the full reveal until we've got all of our heavyweights together. And that won't be until the first event that we're attending, which, as I said earlier in the video, that's going to be Extreme Robots in Brentwood. It's at the end of May, and I believe there's still some tickets available. So if you want to go along and see our robots in action, if you go to the Extreme Robots website, I'll put that on the screen down here so that you can find it. Please do go and get some tickets. It will be a brilliant show. And then once I got Tectonic all painted up and looking pretty fancy, it was time to refit all of those components back into it before doing a little power up check. So I wanted to make sure that I put everything back together correctly. So I put a set of batteries in, put a gas bottle in, and I gave it a little go. Let's take a look at that now. And there we go, one ready to go robot. All it needs is the flipper arm bolting on, which I've already done, and it is good to go into the arena next month. And you know what? I'm pretty pleased with that. Normally, I'm a little bit lastminute.com, getting my robots ready the weekend before an event. Having one ready to go at least gets things going a little bit better. But I've got 1 more week off, and I've got a lot to do. So actually, tomorrow, or today, because it'll be when this video is going live, I will be back in Gravesend at my dad's workshop, because we're going to be getting Manta up and running, and we're also going to be resurrecting Maelstrom. Now, Manta is going to look quite different when it makes its debut at Brentwood. There might be some more on that a little bit next week. Maelstrom, of course, though, is going to be the bigger job. It's currently an empty husk of a robot. It needs a brand new drive system fitting. It needs some pneumatics fitted as well. It's going to be a big job. So join us next week when I'll have a bit of an update on how all of that has been going. And you never know, you might get a sneak peek at what Manta and Maelstrom are going to look like a little bit ahead of the show that we've got coming up. So, lots going on, lots of exciting stuff on the way as well. I will be doing a video on some of these ones up here as well, because I've been doing some work on these. So we've got Inferno, that's had a lot of work done to it. We've then got Incision up here, and as you can see, that's looking very different to the last time we saw it. And I do have a little amp weight there too, that I built in a day because I was a little bit bored. So keep an eye on our channel and also our Facebook and Instagram, as I've been posting all about these throughout the week, and I'll be doing a video on each of these as well, so check that out on our builders log, which, don't forget, goes live every Saturday at 7 p.m. right here on our YouTube channel. So that's all for this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you back same time, same place next Saturday.